Do the 7 last plagues hit the whole of the human race, saved and unsaved? No. The text is very explicit. Revelation 16:2, first plague. Look at the recipients. So the first angel went and poured out his bowl upon the people who bore the mark of the beast and worshipped its image. Only those who get the mark of the beast experience the plagues. It says the same thing in the 5th plague. Listen to this, 16:10. The 5th angel poured out his bowl onto the throne of the beast, and its kingdom was plunged into darkness. The throne of the beast is hit. As a result, its kingdom, those who received the mark of the beast, is thrown into darkness. It's only those who get the mark of the beast that experience the 7 last plagues. Revelation 18:4 puts it in another way. Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of Babylon, my people, lest you partake in her sins, lest you share in her plagues." God's people are in Babylon. Of all places we would not expect them to be, God's people are in Babylon, and God says, come out, because if you don't, you will experience her plagues. There's a direct link between the beast, the mark of the beast, the kingdom of the beast, and Babylon. They're all together, and you see that in Revelation 17, if you care to have a read of it. They're all connected. So, the plagues won't hit those who've got the seal of God. We've already seen that in Revelation 9:4. Let's look at the first 2 plagues in particular. So we've seen that it's only those who are in Babylon, worship the beast, get the mark of the beast, that get the 7 last plagues. God's people are sealed and protected. They don't experience that. They will experience persecution, but not the plagues. Why? The plagues are being inflicted onto people, not by God. We've already seen the role of the angel. He just pours out a bowl, which is the prayers of the saints. And then what we see is the demonic realm attacks the lost. Okay? So let's have a look at the first 2 plagues in particular. Who is inflicting pain on those with the mark of the beast? It's the devil. And it's clear. Revelation 16:2 and 3. So the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the earth. Verse 3. The second angel poured out his bowl into the sea. And then the prayers of the saints get answered in the form of the wrath of God, which is divine absence. In divine absence, Satan is released. God's restraining power on the powers of evil are released, and hell breaks loose, and they smash the lost. The first plague hits the earth. The second plague hits the sea. The beginning of the plagues narrative, as we've already seen in this series, starts back. The backstory is in chapter 12. Who hits earth and sea? We were warned that it's going to hit earth and sea in chapter 12, and then it happens in chapter 16. The warning to earth and sea is made about destruction is going to come in chapter 12, and then it happens in chapter 16. Who destroys earth and sea? 12:12. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Why? Because Satan got kicked out. Remember? But woe to you, earth and sea. Why? For God has come down to you in great wrath. No. For the devil has come down to you, earth and sea, because he has great wrath, because he knows that his time is short. And so the final battle is introduced in chapter 12. It's predicted in unambiguous terms. Earth and sea, be careful, because Satan is going to smash you. Look at the first two plagues again, 16, 2 and 3. So the first angel went out and poured out his bowl onto the earth. Verse 3, the second angel poured out his bowl into the sea. Woe to earth and sea, because Satan's going to smash you. Folks, it can't be any clearer, and yet the Christian church as a whole got it completely wrong. They're saying God is smashing people when we've been told it's the devil. People get confused because it says it's the wrath of God. But if you know that wrath of God means divine withdrawal, divine absence, God no longer restrains the powers of evil and then hell breaks loose, then we understand what's going on here. Justice is coming for those who've been killed for Jesus. How? When God says, well, everyone is now worshipping the devil, the beast, the false prophet, they're in Babylon. They've made it quite clear they don't want me in their lives. So in his wrath, God turns his face, withdraws. What he's actually withdrawing is saying, okay, Satan, their will be done. And then as he lets go, all hell breaks loose from the devil. But it has a goal. Satan has a goal. Number one, he's going to get the people who've got the mark of the beast to blame God for their pain. They blame God for their pain, which is what he is up to. But also the plagues serve a function in answering the prayers of the saints for justice, those who persecuted the saints will come undone by their own spiritual powers who are ruling over them. And this will end up having a positive result, which is where we're going. God will have the final say. More next time.